Some military aircraft are so advanced, so strange and so powerful that they seem impossible to be real. From stealth bombers that can slip through enemy defenses unnoticed to aircraft that fly faster than a rifle bullet, and machines that can take off like helicopters yet cruise like airplanes, these engineering marvels pushed aviation far beyond its limits. Many were developed in complete secrecy, while others were so futuristic that they looked decades ahead of their time. Stay with us until the end, because the #1 aircraft on this list remains one of the fastest and most unbelievable machines ever built. What you're looking at may be one of the strangest military aircraft ever built. At first glance, the Northrop Tacit Blue looks less like an airplane and more like something from a science fiction movie. Developed in complete secrecy by Northrop Corporation during the early 1980s, this experimental aircraft made its first flight in 1982 as part of a classified US military program. Powered by two Garrett AT-F3 turbofan engines producing around 4,000 pounds of thrust each, Tacit Blue wasn't built for speed. Its top speed was just over 280 miles per hour, and it typically operated at altitudes of around 25,000 feet. With a range of roughly 1,350 miles, its mission was entirely different from that of conventional military aircraft. Instead of carrying bombs or missiles, it served as a flying laboratory designed to test advanced stealth technology and a revolutionary battlefield surveillance radar. Its unusual curved body was carefully shaped to reduce radar detection from multiple angles, helping pave the way for future stealth aircraft. Although it had no VTOL capability and carried no combat payload, the technologies tested aboard Tacit Blue directly influenced aircraft such as the F-117 and B-2 Spirit. Between 1982 and 1985, it completed more than 130 successful flights, proving that an aircraft could remain difficult to detect while continuously tracking targets on the ground. Even today, its bizarre whale-like appearance remains one of the most futuristic designs ever to leave the runway, making Tacit Blue a remarkable aircraft that few people even knew existed. Imagine a military jet so unusual that it can operate from both a runway and the open ocean. The Beriev A-40 Albatros is one of the largest jet-powered amphibious aircraft ever built, and its size and capabilities still seem incredible today. Developed by the Soviet Union during the 1980s, the A-40 made its first flight in 1986 and was designed primarily for anti-submarine warfare and maritime patrol missions. Power comes from two Soloviev D30 kPV turbofan engines, each producing approximately 26,450 pounds of thrust, allowing the aircraft to reach speeds of around 500 miles per hour. Despite its massive size, it can operate at altitudes of over 40,000 feet and has an impressive range of nearly 2,500 miles. The aircraft can remain on patrol for extended periods while searching vast ocean areas for enemy submarines. Unlike conventional patrol aircraft, the A-40 can land directly on water, giving it a unique operational advantage. It can carry up to 14,000 pounds of weapons, including torpedoes, depth charges, mines, and anti-submarine missiles. Although it was not designed with stealth technology, its futuristic high-wing layout, T-tail configuration, and boat-shaped fuselage make it look unlike almost any other military aircraft. The collapse of the Soviet Union prevented large-scale production, leaving only a few prototypes built. Even so, the Beriev A-40 remains one of the most ambitious amphibious military aircraft ever created, proving that sometimes the most extraordinary aircraft are the ones that blur the line between an airplane and a ship. What if a fighter jet could take off from a short runway, hover like a helicopter, and still fly faster than the speed of sound? The Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II does exactly that. Entering operational service in 2015, the F-35B is one of the most advanced combat aircraft ever built, and the only fifth-generation stealth fighter with short takeoff and vertical landing capability. It is powered by a Pratt & Amp Whitney F-135 afterburning turbofan engine producing an incredible 43,000 pounds of thrust, making it the most powerful fighter engine ever installed in a production aircraft. The jet can reach speeds of Mach 1.6, or about 1,200 miles per hour, and operate at altitudes exceeding 50,000 feet. With a combat radius of around 500 nautical miles and a ferry range of over 1,000 miles, it can project power far beyond the battlefield. Internally, the F-35B can carry more than 15,000 pounds of weapons and sensors while maintaining its stealth profile, and when stealth is not required, its total payload exceeds 22,000 pounds. What truly sets it apart is the revolutionary lift fan system behind the cockpit, which allows the aircraft to perform vertical landings on small ships and remote bases. Its futuristic design combines stealth shaping, advanced sensors, helmet-mounted targeting systems, and artificial intelligence-assisted data fusion, giving pilots an unprecedented view of the battlefield. More than just a fighter jet, the F-35B represents a new generation of aerial warfare, where stealth, computing power, and VTOL technology come together in a machine that once seemed impossible to build. Many aviation experts still believe this aircraft should have become America's next stealth fighter. The Northrop YF-23 was one of the most futuristic military aircraft ever built, and even today, its design looks decades ahead of its time. Developed by Northrop and first flown in 1990, the YF-23 was created for the US Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter competition. It was powered by two powerful engines, either Pratt & Amp Whitney YF-119 or General Electric YF-120 turbofans, producing over 35,000 pounds of thrust each with afterburners. This gave the aircraft a top speed of approximately Mach 2.2, or more than 1,650 miles per hour, while allowing it to cruise at supersonic speeds without afterburners. The YF-23 could operate above 65,000 feet and had a combat range significantly greater than many fighters of its era. Although exact payload figures remain limited, it was designed to carry air-to-air missiles internally to preserve its stealth characteristics. Its diamond-shaped wings, V-tail configuration, and blended fuselage made it exceptionally difficult to detect on radar while also reducing infrared signatures. Unlike the F-35B, it had no VTOL capability, but its stealth performance and high-speed efficiency were considered extraordinary. Many analysts regarded it as the stealthier and faster competitor in the program. Despite its impressive capabilities, the aircraft lost the competition to the F-22 Raptor and never entered production. Yet more than 3 decades later, the YF-23 still looks like a fighter jet from the future, making it one of the most fascinating aircraft that almost changed aviation history. At the height of the Cold War, this aircraft was so fast that Western intelligence believed it could outperform almost anything in the sky. The Mikoyan MiG-25 Foxbat first entered service in 1970 and was built by the Soviet Union to intercept high-altitude bombers and reconnaissance aircraft. Powered by 2 massive Tumansky R-15B300 turbojet engines, producing over 22,000 pounds of thrust each, the MiG-25 was engineered for one thing: extreme speed. It could reach an astonishing Mach 2.8 in normal operation, and was capable of exceeding Mach 3 under special circumstances, making it one of the fastest military aircraft ever built. The Foxbat could climb to altitudes above 80,000 feet, allowing it to challenge aircraft that few others could even approach. With a combat range of around 750 miles and a ferry range exceeding 1,000 miles, it was designed to respond rapidly to threats across vast distances. The aircraft could carry up to 4 long-range air-to-air missiles, giving it the firepower needed to engage high-speed targets. Unlike modern stealth fighters, the MiG-25 relied on raw speed and altitude rather than radar invisibility for survival. Its large twin-tail design, enormous air intakes, and heat-resistant construction gave it a distinctive and intimidating appearance. Built primarily from stainless steel to withstand extreme temperatures generated at high speed, it was a remarkable engineering achievement for its era. Even decades after its introduction, the MiG-25 remains a legendary symbol of Cold War aviation and one of the most extreme interceptor aircraft ever to take flight. What if a helicopter and an airplane were combined into a single military aircraft? The Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey turned that idea into reality. Developed by Bell and Boeing, the V-22 made its first flight in 1989 and entered operational service with the US military in 2007. Its most remarkable feature is its tilt rotor technology, which allows the aircraft to take off and land vertically like a helicopter, then rotate its massive rotors forward and fly like a turboprop airplane. Power comes from two Rolls-Royce AE 1107C engines, producing approximately 6,150 shaft horsepower each, giving the Osprey performance far beyond traditional helicopters. It can reach speeds of around 350 miles per hour, nearly twice as fast as many military helicopters, while operating at altitudes of over 25,000 feet. With a combat range of roughly 500 miles and a ferry range exceeding 2,000 miles, it can rapidly transport troops and supplies across great distances. The aircraft can carry up to 24 combat troops or more than 20,000 pounds of internal and external cargo. Although it was not designed as a stealth aircraft, its unique configuration and advanced flight systems make it one of the most futuristic military transports ever built. The V-22 has been used in combat operations, special forces missions, humanitarian relief efforts, and long-range rescue operations around the world. Its ability to combine helicopter flexibility with airplane speed revolutionized military mobility. Even today, few aircraft look as unusual or perform as impressively as the V-22 Osprey, a machine that continues to redefine what military aviation can achieve. For years, many people thought this aircraft couldn't possibly fly. With its sharp angles and faceted surfaces, the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk looked more like a computer-generated model than a real military jet. Developed in complete secrecy by Lockheed's famous Skunk Works division, the F-117 first flew in 1981 and entered operational service in 1983, becoming the world's first operational stealth combat aircraft. It was powered by two General Electric F404 turbofan engines, producing approximately 10,800 pounds of thrust each, allowing it to reach speeds of around 620 miles per hour, or roughly Mach 0.92. While not built for speed, the Nighthawk could operate at altitudes above 45,000 feet and had a combat range of approximately 570 miles, with a ferry range exceeding 1,000 miles. Unlike conventional attack aircraft, its greatest weapon was its ability to avoid detection. The aircraft carried up to 5,000 pounds of precision-guided bombs inside internal weapon bays, preserving its low radar signature. Every surface of the aircraft was carefully shaped to scatter radar waves, making it extraordinarily difficult for enemy defenses to track. It had no VTOL capability, but its revolutionary stealth design changed aerial warfare forever. The F-117 proved its effectiveness during operations in Panama, the Gulf War, Kosovo, and other high-risk missions where heavily defended targets had to be destroyed with precision. Even decades later, its futuristic appearance still looks unlike almost any other aircraft ever built, securing its place as one of the most groundbreaking military aviation projects in history. Imagine a bomber so advanced that even today it looks like it belongs in the future. The North American XB-70 Valkyrie was one of the most ambitious military aircraft ever built, designed during the Cold War to fly faster and higher than enemy interceptors could reach. Developed by North American Aviation, the XB-70 made its first flight in 1964 and was intended to carry nuclear weapons deep into hostile territory. Power came from 6 General Electric YJ-93 turbojet engines, each producing around 28,000 pounds of thrust with afterburners, giving the aircraft an incredible combined output. The Valkyrie could reach speeds exceeding Mach 3, or more than 2,000 miles per hour, while cruising at altitudes above 70,000 feet. With a projected range of over 4,000 miles, it was designed to cross continents at speeds few aircraft could match. The bomber was capable of carrying approximately 50,000 pounds of nuclear or conventional payload, making it a formidable strategic platform. Although it had no stealth technology or VTOL capability, its defense was based on sheer speed and altitude. One of its most futuristic features was the drooping wingtips, which improved stability and efficiency during high-speed flight. Built largely from advanced materials to withstand the intense heat generated at Mach 3, the aircraft represented a major engineering breakthrough. Despite its extraordinary performance, changing military strategies and rising missile threats led to the program's cancellation. Only 2 prototypes were ever completed, but the XB-70 Valkyrie remains one of the fastest and most futuristic bombers ever to take to the skies. At first glance, it doesn't even look like an airplane. The Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit appears more like a giant flying wing, yet it is one of the most advanced and feared military aircraft ever built. Developed by Northrop and first flown in 1989, the B-2 entered operational service in 1997 and revolutionized strategic bombing with its unmatched stealth capabilities. It is powered by 4 General Electric F-118 GE 100 turbofan engines, each producing approximately 17,300 pounds of thrust, enabling the aircraft to fly at speeds of around 630 miles per hour. While speed was never its primary advantage, the B-2 can operate at altitudes exceeding 50,000 feet and strike targets anywhere in the world. With an unrefueled range of more than 6,000 nautical miles and the ability to refuel in flight, its reach is virtually global. The bomber can carry up to 40,000 pounds of conventional or nuclear weapons inside internal bays, preserving its low, observable profile. Its smooth flying wing design, radar-absorbent materials, and carefully engineered shape make it extraordinarily difficult to detect on radar. Unlike the F-35B, it has no VTOL capability, but its stealth technology allows it to penetrate some of the world's most heavily defended airspaces. The B-2 has participated in missions over Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, and other strategic operations, often flying directly from the United States to targets thousands of miles away. More than 3 decades after its first flight, the B-2 Spirit remains a symbol of cutting-edge aerospace engineering and one of the most futuristic combat aircraft ever created. What if the fastest military aircraft ever built was created more than half a century ago? The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird remains one of the most extraordinary machines in aviation history. Developed by Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works division, the SR-71 first flew in 1964 and entered service in 1966 at the height of the Cold War. Power came from 2 Pratt & Amp Whitney J58 afterburning turbojet engines, each producing more than 32,000 pounds of thrust, allowing the aircraft to achieve performance that still seems unbelievable today. The Blackbird could cruise at speeds above Mach 3.2, or roughly 2,200 miles per hour, making it the fastest air-breathing manned military aircraft ever to enter operational service. It routinely flew at altitudes exceeding 85,000 feet, high enough to see the curvature of the Earth. With a range of more than 3,200 miles and the ability to refuel in flight, it could conduct reconnaissance missions across vast regions of the globe. Unlike modern stealth aircraft, the SR-71 relied on a combination of extreme speed, high altitude, and a reduced radar signature to evade enemy defenses. Its titanium airframe was specially designed to withstand the intense heat generated during sustained Mach 3 flight, with parts of the aircraft becoming hundreds of degrees hotter than normal. The Blackbird carried no bombs or missiles. Its mission was intelligence gathering using some of the most advanced sensors and cameras ever installed on an aircraft. During its operational career, no SR-71 was ever shot down by enemy action, a testament to its incredible performance. Even decades after retirement, the SR-71 Blackbird remains one of the most futuristic, mysterious, and technologically advanced aircraft ever to take to the skies. From secret prototypes to record-breaking speed machines, these aircraft proved that military aviation is often stranger than science fiction. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more incredible machines that push engineering beyond imagination.